Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome again to another live this morning, and hope you're having a great start to your day. We appreciate you coming on with us more than you know. And let's do a little roll call this morning. I know I missed so many of you. I really hate to do that, but my eyeballs can only travel at a certain speed. Rosalinda, good morning. Niagara Falls. Rosa, Kevin from Oshawa, we appreciate you. Francis, Marie, Andrea, Niagara Falls. And Agnes, good morning from Newfoundland. Carrie from Nebraska. Nick from our staff. Wendy from Markham, good morning. Mary and Alicia, good morning. Frida, how are you? And Tina from Nova Scotia. Hope you guys have got your power back. Lori Lee, Edith, and Lori from Niagara Falls. Lisa, and our dear friend Dr. McEwen. Good morning, Doc. How are you? Claire and Crystal. Fran from Orangeville, Robin, and Jeanette from our staff. Don't we have the best staff in the world? We really do. Margaret, Judy, Nouveau-Brunswick, Jeanette from Hearst, bonjour. Ziane, Thunder Bay, Diane. Matilda, good morning. Joyce, Kansas. Pam, good morning. Wheatley. Alma from Sturgeon Falls. And Naveen, good morning. Michelle. And Georgie, Halifax. Catherine, Newfoundland. Rita. And Brenda, Campbell River, 27 days on the reset. Oh, good for you. Helen, Dave, Muskoka. Francis, yes. And see, Dr. McEwen says we have the best staff. New Brunswick, Laurie. Lorraine, British Columbia. Donna, Faye. And Sherry. I want to sing. Nick, Nicole. Jordanos, how are you? From Vaughan. Donna. Two Donnas, one from Arkansas. Good morning. Susan from Florida. Be safe. Donna, Bell Valley. Deb from Timmins. And Meta from Leamington. Louise, two more. And I missed that one there. Bruno, Elaine, Newfoundland. And Donna, and two Donnas. Rita, Crystal. Okay, guys, let's get going. And Helga, I waited on you. Michelle from the same good morning to each other. Barbara from Kansas. Hey, we got a lot from Kansas. We appreciate it. Jordan, Oklahoma. And Daphne from Victoria, BC. Guys, thanks so much. And I know there's many more that I missed. But, okay. I don't know if you saw this story or not, but I want to talk about this morning a little bit. Maybe we'll do two stories, but one of them is The Biggest Loser. Did you read that? You remember that show? From 2004 to 2016, they had 17 seasons of The Big Loser. You remember that? Very popular show. And you know what they found out about these people? I don't know why they didn't ask me. They should have asked me first. The vast majority of people that even won the prize that were on the show They gained all their weight back. Did you know that? Yeah. Read an article in the last few days about that. I could have told you that. I could have told you that. Here's the headline that I put on top of their headline, okay? Their headline was, big losers are big losers. Why? Because they gained all their weight back. Here's the headline that Dr. Martin puts on top of that story, okay? Weight loss. Weight loss is more about your relationship to food than to the scale. Weight loss is more about your relationship to food than to the scale. Okay? Now, Dr. McHugh knows this about me, okay? I had enough psychology at the university level to be scary because it wasn't my expertise. But I'll tell you what my expertise is. It's food. It's food. And what food does to you. And so for me, had I been involved in the production of The Big Loser, I would have been teaching. I would have been teaching. And by the way, people who get weight loss surgery, you know what I mean by that, where they have either a clamp or reversed their GI, their stomachs. They gain their weight back almost invariably. Almost invariably. And I often used to caution my patients, look, I understand. I do understand. But I said, that isn't really going to fix the problem. Because the problem is your relationship to food. It's your misunderstanding to a lot of extent. See, everything, I mean, did you watch The Big Loser at all? It really was calories in and calories out. So eat less. They actually starved them almost. Or those people felt like they were starving. It was eat less and move more. Remember that? The treadmills and whatever, and sweating and, and pumping them up to keep going and keep going. And it was like torture for those people. But you know my expression, looking for love in all the wrong places? They got it wrong. And even today, weight loss is based on faulty premise. It's not calories in and, eat less and move more. Calories out. Burn calories. That is a system 100% built for failure. You think I haven't seen that in my practice? It's the relationship. It's a bad relationship with food. And understanding how your body works. It's so key. And like I said, I spent the vast majority of my time teaching, even with individuals. Okay, we got your results. And I never let a patient leave my office without a plan to succeed, not a plan to fail. Because if you go on calories, you have a plan to fail. It's a plan to fail. You're counting points. It's a plan to fail. It is. And so for me, you know, and you guys know this, but I got to go over it again. I have to, because I want to rinse and repeat. The problem isn't calories. It's fuel. That's really important. The problem isn't calories, it's fuel. It's a hormonal issue. And the food hormone is insulin. And here's a headline about insulin. Speed kills. You got that? Speed kills. What's that mean, Doc? Well, the rate at which food breaks down and turns to fuel. Speed kills. The faster food breaks down and turns to fuel, the worse it is on your insulin. You can be as skinny as a rake and be very unhealthy. People who are obese have an enormous capacity to store fat. Some people don't have that capacity. They don't. But that doesn't make them healthy. Because you can have insulin resistance. Your cells don't like insulin, and you're creating havoc inside your body. It all depends on what you're eating. This is why I constantly teach Nutrition 101. Constantly teach it. And I repeat what I knew, 30, 40 years ago is even more true today as we learn more and more. So if I was a consultant on The Big Loser, here's what I would have done. You're going to take classes. I am going, in a very simplified way, I am going to teach you what happens to food when you eat. What does it do to your body? Why are you storing so much fat? And the fat storing hormone, remember, insulin is a jail guard. In the presence of insulin, you won't lose fat. It blocks fat from escaping. So, if you starve yourself to death and you work out, as many hours as you want, that won't fix the problem. It really won't, because you're not going to do it. And this has been proven over and over again in every study of you didn't have to watch The Big Loser and then wait, it ended in 2016. Here we are, right? And 6 years later, and, you didn't have to wait till 2022 to find out what was going to happen to these precious people. I'm not a doomsday guy, but if you start on a faulty premise, the results are going to be sideways. You know me. What do I tell people all the time? Change your fuel. Your body was made for 99 octane. Your body was not made for crappy carbs and sugars. Your body, and just to prove what I'm going to say to you, your blood sugar is tightly controlled. It's in a range. You don't want to be low, and you certainly don't want to be high. Your body does everything to keep you within a tight range. The problem being with that is insulin's got a job to do. It has a job to do. And if you make it overwork by the choice of your food, your body starts to break down. Insulin will do its job. It will store fat. It will you eat a donut, insulin goes crazy. You eat a muffin, insulin goes crazy. You eat a slice of bread, I don't care if it's 75 grains. Insulin goes crazy. You eat rice, insulin goes crazy. You eat any kind of cereal, insulin goes crazy. You drink juice or store-bought milk, insulin goes crazy. It secretes an enormous amount to regulate your blood sugar. Why? Because sugar in the bloodstream is very, very damaging to your blood vessels. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Really, it is. How people don't know that. What? They don't know it. It's amazing to me that doctors don't know that. I mean, folks, that's nutrition 101. It's not moderation. I hate that word. I hate that word when it comes to food. Moderation. Believe me, that gives me high blood pressure when I hear the word moderation with food. You can't tell someone who has metabolic syndrome, who's messed up metabolically, which is, by the way, 93% of the North American population are metabolically unwell. Holy moly, 93%? Yeah, it used to be 88. And I used to almost fall over when they said it was 88%. Because how can that be? Well, you see, we got duped. The food industry, who don't care about your health. Remember my overarching principles. The food industry does not care about your health. They don't. They care about their bottom line. And if you have a heart on the box of a cereal box, and it means it's being sponsored by the American Heart Association or the Canadian Heart Association or whatever, can I tell you? That is a crime. They got bought and paid for. They were sponsored. That means the food companies gave them money. Millions of dollars. And they say, well, just put a little heart on the box of my Cheerios. You know, whoever they are, Quaker Oats or, Kraft or Kellogg's or whoever owns these things, and they go, we want a little heart on our box. We're making margarine. We want a heart on it, saying it's heart healthy. Ooh. But if you get the overarching principle, and you guys get it, I know you do, the overarching principle is this. The food companies don't care about your health. They don't. And let me say this, because this is an overarching principle too. Doctors don't know anything about nutrition. They're very busy in medical school. God bless them. They're smart people. They really are. But they toe the line. Nutrition isn't part of the agenda. So what they do is, I don't think food can be that important. Because we're not learning anything about it. We've given it to the dietitians. And, somebody goes to see a physician with diabetes. And what does a physician tell you? They don't even talk about food. They just say, well, we got to control that blood sugar. Here's some metformin, or here's another medication. And if you want to learn about food, I can refer you to a dietitian who'll talk to you now about moderation. And when I give you a pill to lower your blood sugar, you better drink a glass of orange juice to regulate your sugar. Ooh. Do you know what that does to my blood pressure? It's completely wrong. Completely. There's nothing right about it. Because they don't understand the basics of nutrition. Speed kills. Speed kills because your pancreas, which releases insulin, goes crazy at the sight of a carb. That's going to be a sugar in a nanosecond. And all the sugar that's added to food. I talked to someone yesterday that says, Doc, I'm really liking your teaching. Okay, I said, good for you. Listening to the podcast tonight, he said, Is ketchup all right? I said, you're not listening. Are you filtered out what you didn't want to hear? I said, nah, you don't want to be putting ketchup on that. It's pure sugar. There's very little tomato in it. You know, see? No, but guys, so had I been invited to be a nutritional counselor on The Big Loser, I would have tried to get into here. And not with psychology, but with food science. Not with propaganda, but with the truth of how your body operates. If you understand that, because you see, here's some psychology. When someone is an addict, okay, my name is Tony, and I'm a carbaholic, okay? Put your hand up if you're like me. And I'm like that. I'm like that. Every day, I got to discipline myself. Do you know that? It gets easier, but it's tough. It's tough sledding. I'm married to the best cook in the world. How would you like that? Italian. But me, I got to be careful. Diabetes, the genetics, I love what we say about that. Genetics sort of load the gun, but food pulls the trigger. I got bad genetics for diabetes. I got bad genetics. I do. I got to fight that every day. But I understand how food operates. So what happens to someone that's an addict? It's always regret. Because they're starving all the time, especially if they're working with calories. They're hungry. They don't understand the hormonal thing that happens with insulin, your leptin. They got leptin resistance. What's that mean? They're hungry all the time. Their feeling full hormone doesn't even work properly. But you can't work on leptin until you fix insulin. If you fix insulin, you fix all of it. So I would have taught them that. When you eat a piece of meat, your insulin is going, it's the traffic cop, remember? Okay, it's a jail guard. Doesn't want to release fat, but it's a traffic cop. So when you're eating, it's looking at your food and says, okay, I got to take sugar out of the bloodstream. But when you eat a piece of meat, it's standing around. Hey, I don't have to do much. It's not calories. It's how fast food turns to sugar. Steak is the best fuel. Eggs is the best fuel. Cheese is the best fuel. It is like logs, I've taught you this, on the fire. You're trying to heat your home. You want it to last overnight, that heat. And you got a wood-burning stove. You don't put paper on there. That's sugar. Okay, maybe to start a fire. You put twigs and paper. But you don't... What you want, if you want that to burn all night, what do? You put a log on the fire. It's the fuel, my friend. It's the choice of fuel. So, when you get an addict who's always feeling guilty because they fail all the time. You ever seen a drug addict? You ever seen a drug addict with a good attitude? No. They feel like they're losers because they know what they're doing is destructive. They know that. But they can't seem to get out of it. It's the same thing with someone that has a battle with food every day. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. All they can see is failure. They're hungry. They're addicted. They want a quick fix. What do you think drugs are? It's a quick fix. It's a quick fix. You know? I got to get that up into my feel-good center in my brain. I need something to get up there real quick. And then when they come down, after they're fixed, oh, man, what a loser I am. I mean, they really called that show The Big Loser, and really that's how those people feel about themselves. Big loser. It's regret. It's guilt. I get it. But when they understand that they can fix the problem, they can fix it. Because it's going to get at the root of the problem, the food, and how fast it breaks in, and insulin is the key. So you want that traffic cop on a break. And that's why, my friend, the reset is... It's not primarily a weight loss. It is a hormone fixer. And it fixes insulin. Why do you think I created that? It's insulin, my friend. And speed kills. Speed kills. The Big Loser. You don't have to be a loser. You don't have to be a loser. And I mean that. We can overcome. But education is really, really important. Really important to understand that. And I know you guys do. You understand what I mean by that. And you know, when I read this article about the big losers gaining all their weight back, yeah, I could have told you. I could have told you. And, people that have had, gastric surgery for weight loss. I'd love to meet the surgeons. Start with them. Can I give you a little lesson on how insulin works and what food does? Because insulin, my friend, is a food hormone. People said, well, doc, fasting. Yeah, I know, but not if you're messed up hormonally. You got to fix the problem. You have to fix the problem. Are you with me on that? Yeah, you have to fix the problem. You need to change fuels. That's the start, man. I'm telling you. And tens of thousands have done it. And it's daily. It's daily. It means, hey, you don't get anywhere in life without self-control. You just don't. You just don't, my friend, in any area of your life. You need discipline, for sure. But if you understand and really get to the root of the problem, what a difference it makes when you understand what fuel you're putting into your body. Makes a big difference. Okay, enough pontification this morning. Okay, guys. Again, we got a great week. We really do. So, Friday's question and answer, what's that mean? Well, if you don't provide the questions, we can't have question and answer Friday. I need questions. You guys are great. We appreciate it. Okay? And all questions are good. Private Facebook group. Yep. Fantastic. Thank you for making it such a success. It's you guys. That's your forum there. Okay? We appreciate you on there very much. And tell your friends about the Doctor Is In podcast. I know you have, but continue to do it. Let's get people educated. Let's get the other side out there. Let's get the truth out there. Okay. Guys, we love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.